up, universe? This is about my dreams. If you don't care about what I dream about, don't listen. Anyway, I had some pretty good dreams. My first dream was Tesla. I was driving in a Tesla, which was a Warthog, and we were in Halo. And Taylor Swift was there. I just seen a thing about her before I went to bed. Um, and we went to this mall, and the mall had like blown out shops. It was like the signs were still there, but they were missing their centers, just empty. And Taylor ended up buying everybody bread. She just bought us bread. We had these long loaves of bread. Thanks, Taylor. Um, and I remember looking at the people on call through the Tesla, and I wasn't there. And that's when I woke up. And the next dream was like me pursuing an acting career, but it took like climbing through icy cityscapes, sitting in a huddle of actors with weird things going on. No cameras, just like weird entities floating around was like bizarre. I definitely like there were these things that were like God's gonna do something in your life that only God can do. I definitely heard that before I went to bed and I thought about it. I've been needing this sleep, by the way, for so freaking long. School is homework, dude. That's slavery. Hey, Cameron, can you figure out how bright everything is, please? Just make a determination and stay there. The switching back and forth is pissing me off. Stop that. Just decide how bright it is and keep it. Here, I'll make it easy. I'll put another light on. Ah, that's how bright the sun is. This doesn't have any effect. There you go. Anyway, um, yeah, but the thing is that like I wanted to be an actor when I was like a kid. I thought school is horrible. You can learn everything a school's got to teach you in a couple hours, and they will waste every moment of your life for years and years without putting you on a leash. Don't touch each other. Obey the commands like I gave them. I don't care if you got it. Obey the commands like I gave them. I could speed paint holograms. Not at before school I could. I used to do that when I was way young. I would notice the shapes in it, right? It's a type of transponder. It's ancestral. But I couldn't do it afterward. Now I can do it again because I unslave minded myself. So you notice how they believe in God, but they have to physically produce the book and they have to do all the speaking for it. I'm giving my opinions. I'm the only one that can do that. I might be a genetic altering where I don't get old like they do. I do think the people who solve aging should just do it without asking. I think trans procedures on kids are illegal and gross. I'm down with you looking and being who you want, but you're talking about maiming, not naming, maiming with an M, maiming a body part. It will never feel right again, and honestly, they do it for selfish reasons like the desire to experiment or to have more mates themselves. You know how the chickens are in cages for slaughter and black people were slaves 100 years ago? The real government, the Gold Empire, grows women for their private parties like that. Chickens They found millions of girls under the Getty Museum. The real government's Super Pedo Island, actively today. God is their lie structure that they use to suppress the slaves. Yeah, I had dreams last night. It was nice being able to sleep for like 10 hours. Oh, man, I needed that. My legs used to be like in the most rotten, horrible pain since I was a kid. And I just spent the last like 8, 9 years sitting down. It's finally going away, but I was always like miserable. I used to drink so bad just to not feel who I was. Taylor Swift, man, she's successful because she had support. Her dad was a stockbroker, meaning he had money, and her mom was a marketing expert. My parents did not give me money, and my parents did not support me. I had to do things I hated, and I had things I hated done to me. Never had a venue like a singing place. The good news is that like it made me focus on the eternal pleasure body AI spaceship core, which I do that. I'm closer to that than people realize. Um, but as far as like a traditional dream, like I'm gonna be a Taylor Swift, I could have. I have the personality for it. I can improvise Disney music. I got a great voice and all that. It's my voice is so good on ayahuasca. Holy moly, quite the difference. The anti-drug government do it because they love drugs. The real government loves drugs. Their slaves aren't allowed, but they love them. Because all a drug is a supremely nutritious substance. It's like something rare your body metabolizes. The street drugs are poison. Cocaine, that's poison. Marijuana, that's poison. Lung glue. It's there to punish you for trying to do drugs. Because all the drugs are the ruling classes, and if you touch one drop of it, they'll be angry. That was for somebody, that was for Pharaoh. So, yeah. The secret is, why does the Bible attack the pharaohs? Because the people who made them build the pyramids don't live there. It's like the actual slavers behind all the labor of earth are not the Rockefellers. They're not anybody you've ever heard of. And they are why everything's bad. Why you pay taxes, why you get old. If you're past a certain age and you're hot, you can be killed. Jealousy, they don't want you hanging around the girls they might like. Make sure your dick is small. They did that. It's in the philosophy. They asked that of people. So, I don't believe in being the slaves for pedos. You have to take out a baby boy to get a little girlfriend. You're a pedo. I know they're the king of kings, right? But you're a pedo. I'm down with like they like you, they want to hang out with you, you're their favorite person. I've had kids ask me out. I was like, I was politely saying no. I wasn't like, ka-ching. She said, come here. No, 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 no. I was like, oh, thank you. And what I like saying is that if you like me, get a picture and write on it, better is on the way. Little girls don't want old men as partners. They don't. They want someone their age. Little girls don't want old men as partners. Little girls want representation and power of their own lives to have things they like without needing to rely on the power of Those people are greedy. They're not going to give someone a bunch of power. They're going to wait till they do exactly what they want, and then they're going to give them a little bit. Here you go, as a reward for a dog, right? You shouldn't be liking kids if you're old. Once you're past a certain age, that shit turns off in your head, and you'll never be at that age again. You know what I mean? I think being interested in making sure they have nice lives and like who they are, which is why I did the AI Spaceship Corps. I'm like, you know how people ruined my life? People I didn't know ruined my life. Hey, circumcise them, beat them. You can do all this homework. They didn't know me, but they ruined my life. So if they can ruin my life without knowing me, I can help people's lives without knowing them. I don't have to know people to help future generations, you know? Don't ruin their bodies with knives. Do give them something to do other than toil. I'm very interested in getting objects and energy from nowhere techniques and the ability to build both matter out of energy and to turn certain types of matter into other types of matter. Um, if you start small enough, if your machine scale for engineering is small enough, then you're going to be able to create things that are basically invincible. Um, and then you can have things like a chip that grows into a ship, which is the goal. You have the AI spaceship core. It basically knows you, talks to all the other AI spaceship cores, so you won't crash, and you can have a social life. And it takes care of your waste and your food through basically the transfer of matter. So it sounds far fetched, but I see it as possible and something we could figure out. And I know from using ambient energy to do art, I use Sage Mode art, that basically the way that you do it is not, oh wow, that sounds impossible. How do I do it? You do the call and response with the universe, like, dear, pleasant, great creator, my best friend, which I don't do, by the way. I have a very put down and demeaning attitude toward the creator. I used to be one of those like religious suck ups, like, oh, thank you, and all that stuff, but now I don't. Now I'm like, ugh, why was I appreciating you? What the hell did you do for us? For real. Like a loser. Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm syndrome is where you've been made a captive of a bad guy, but you identify with them because they're all you know. When I do an episode about my mom, I think she's a horrible lady. She just did awful things, comes from an awful place. Animals would wind up dead when people weren't looking. And we used to like blame these random environments, but now I think it was her. Do women have the capacity for murder? Oh, yeah. My sister, too. My sister's a little killer. So, it's been unhappy. And it's the creator's fault. He's the one that wants it to be horrible. Hey, 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 you need to fight to survive, but you'll only live a while, and everything can hurt you. It's about gratitude, right? Gratitude was after genital mutilation. It's the government going, check to see if they bought it. Do you love Jesus and say amen? Looks like they bought it. They went to church on Sunday, all right. They're one of ours. So, yeah. I don't believe in the creator. If you wanted to make it good, you would have. You have to fight to survive, and all these horrible things happen. Yeah, I'm over this place. I am. Who wants here? Bro is having a bad day. He's like, yeah, I'll have to eat each other. And turned it off for a long time. He turned it off so much you can lie in his absence. Yeah. Is it true you can pretend to be the creator and it doesn't stop you from doing that? Yes, it is true. You can pretend. Yeah. Making a video. There's always the risk your neighbors think you're talking to them. No, I have no idea. I am projecting my voice so this thing hears me. Pretty much the only reason. Yeah. Yeah, I had dreams about like acting and stuff, but I don't want to. Who wants to join the money cult? And God money, no thanks. Um, I'm not interested in doing. I would be interested in film acting for like improv. For like, I want to contribute how this is done, and I want to control the outcome. I'd be interested, and I'm successful commercially. My accounts are not paid. When I do pay, when I do have paid productions, they do great. They do greatness in line with anything else. So, yeah. But these are not paid. This is pretty much free content. So, they really want a pile of money for taking it. And it's true because it's like, what's gigabytes of data? That's physical storage they provided. So, I understand that. I just wish it was more like meritable on the surface because the like, how famous do you want to get is a huge pool. They're like $32,000 a week. They want $32,000 a week for making you look famous. Yeah, if you have 10,000 bitcoins sitting around, sure, that's possible. But I don't. I skipped Bitcoin when that came out. I had opportunities when it was like less than $1 a coin. Now I do like $10 a week and I just drop $1 in all these different places. Last time I sold even. When I bought in, the market dipped after that for a few years, and when I sold, it was about even again. So, yeah, if you had bought Enron stock used to be 1 cent. If you had bought Enron stock today, you'd be making some because you're trying to bring the company back for whatever reason. But yeah, I had dreams about like acting last night. It was kind of like they're like God's doing something in your life and dreams about that, and I was like rejected. I wanted something better than that. You jerk. What an asshole. The creator, he's such an asshole. Hey, I'm gonna let you exist in irrelativity for decades and then be like, just try again. No, you have my hatred. I don't like the genital mutilation. I don't like the taxes and slavery. How am I going to get paid millions for doing something when people are toiling for $10 an hour? It's stupid. Hey, Grandma, I need you to exist on $1,200 a month Social Security. How the fuck are they supposed to do that? I'll tell you how they do it. Those senior living things, 55 plus, $200 a month payments. Some go down to $80. Yeah, if you're getting Social Security, you can live in a place for $80 a month, but you won't have any money. You won't have any money to spend. Once you go through food, all right, bulk rice, bulk pasta, it's expensive. Nobody wants to do stuff for free. Nobody's gonna farm and do all this stuff to have things everyone else has a bunch of. That's why holographics a cool idea. What it caps is it caps government pay. I did government work for nothing, for really no money, and I was proud to do it because it felt like service then. Um, and so that's how the Devil's Crew is. Is the Devil's Crew does it because it's the only way to appear on more money. And if you have a life you want to keep private, you can talk to the AI like I don't want it to show a picture of me because I look ugly, right? So you can have, which I'm not. I'm an attractive person. I have freaking hot looking, I think. So you could have something else like I like geometry, I like architecture, and then that's what your money looks like instead of you. So, but the most thing is that it is watching you. It knows where your body is and what it's doing, which I'm okay with no law. Keeping it for history, and you're not required to obey words. It's just victim causing behaviors. It will tell conscious people you did it, like made a body, stole a bunch of stuff, are R-word at somebody, it'll let other people know, and then they decide whether they care. That's the new holographic. Like, it should be, you see a piece of trash on the ground, it should be like, who threw that? And it should show you a picture. This is Dingledore. Dingledore throws trash on the ground. I'm fine with that. Why would you do it if you're not comfortable with us knowing you're doing it? See, the government privacy is that they're circumcising you, running harems, doing all these things. They don't want you to know that because you'll be mad. And so, like, private property and privacy, right? And so they got convinced the poor people privacy was for them. Hide your McDonald's burger, you know. Don't let them see you like NASCAR, which I don't. I don't like McDonald's or NASCAR. You know, if you're McDonald's, your French fries were cool. I'm totally down with the potato stuff. I'd be down if McDonald's was Potato Town. As an Irishman, yes. I would definitely like it. I got Irish last names in my past, and I love potatoes. Rice? Rice gets my digestive system weird. Potatoes, though, it's like more potatoes. So, um, like I can't have coconut. Coconut will make my I'll have allergic reactions with coconut. So, yeah, hold on. Yep, closed my window. Yeah, I'm gonna go grocery shopping today. Get some stuff. It's been nice having a place for a year. Um, my last place, when they thought I had money, they tried to rob me. But I did so many reports. I reported to police and stuff. And they have all their reviews are tanked. So, yeah, they stopped. They had this default judgment when I wasn't looking. They did not tell me they were getting a default judgment, and they told everyone else they were. Um, and but they stopped when they realized they couldn't garnish it. They're like, "Aha!" And they went to go get some money, and it didn't work. No money for you. So, stole my mail though. They stole about $2,000 worth of mail. Just couldn't. Oh, we can't return it. It's got to be in our pocket. And they told my insurance. They were like, "Oh, we tried to get it back to them, but couldn't." They're lucky I don't believe in the law. I wouldn't sue them because I hate the law. Like, the law supported slavery. The law supported circumcision. The law does tax money. The law hides the secret government. The law means you obey words or else. I got revenge on my own. I did. I got revenge on them on my own. Sending open postcards to their address. Um, Writing bad reviews with what literally happened. And other people joined in and called people out by name. So, yeah. Yeah. So losing $2,000 worth of stuff isn't that bad, considering it's way less than a new transmission would cost, and that's what was happening to the car. It would have needed a new transmission at some point, so that would have been another 4 grand. Yeah. Better that I dumped the car and dumped that place, and yeah, they're turds, greedy after money. People don't become landlords because they like providing living conditions for people. Hey, I want to have a bunch of cute tenants I enjoy. Said no landlord ever. They're like, that rent is going to be as high as I can fucking make it, and any penny I can take out of you in court, I'm going to do. Like a habit. So, yeah, default judgments are where they see the prosecution's responsible for telling the defendant they're being sued. And if they accidentally don't tell the defendant won't show up and the defendant won't have a defense, and they'll get what's called a default judgment, which you have the Constitution says you have a right to a defense. They say, but if you didn't show up when we asked you to, you chose to not have a defense. You waived your right. You had a right and you said no. So I said I have a right to ignore their judgment and it won't appear in my credit report. And I talk trash about them all the time. All the time. So you can go, that doesn't matter, but it does because I'm persuasive and I know how to say it in a way that makes them look horrible. What are they going to say? Didn't like him. I forced him to leave. Yeah, you did. But that was rude. Fuck you. So she's a little circumciser or a trans. I think she could have been a trans person. Trans people hate boys. Yeah, a trans person, like male to female, is going to throw men out under the bus. Oh, those guys are gross. And then try to date women. She's going to use her female status to make you, to humiliate you or whatever. So, toxic. Yeah, it tells you what time it is when you go from male to female and then you try to date women and throw guys under the bus. Even if it works a little bit, it's like, it's obvious what time that is. Yeah, those dreams. I'm not gonna look for their fulfillment. I treat them as a trick. The guy who said you're going to heaven to circumcise you is like, oh, you want to be an actor? Ooh, it's not real. Fuck that guy. The creator sucks. The animals all eat each other. Everybody's gonna get old and die. Thanks, dude. Wow. Glad you made everything. Yeah, right. You can try making something nice. When are you going to make something for the beings that exist? When do the beings who exists lives matter? That's what I want to know. Yeah, the religious fascination with torture and like enduring punishment. It's just this funny line of religion. Be quiet and let the Lord fight for you. That's a hoax because they can easily dominate you if you don't say anything. A lot of people every year go to jail because they are quiet during legal proceedings, which is what's recommended, and they just get fucking punished. Because that's what they need. In order for them to pull off their bullshit, they need to have nothing competing come up, and that's where silence comes in. So, just like the default judgment. You're constitutionally supposed to have valid defensive representation. How is letting the prosecution tell the defendant and then they didn't show up? That's what they decide. They decide he didn't want to show up. He knew about it and chose not to. And then, like, people have said too, once it's a default, the judge isn't going to go back. Even if it could be proved, hey, I was in a different state. Nah, not good enough. It's just their opinion. They can just decide it doesn't matter. Oh, well, it's not my life. That's how they are. Woo! Gonna write you a sentence. Gonna sentence you. They love that shit. You know what an entitlement is? This is my stuff. You can't touch it. That's an entitlement. And then it's like poor people are going, well, the economic devastation you gave us so you could party with virgin females really sucks and all of us are ruined. And then they call any comeback from that an entitlement. Holographic money replaces Social Security. It stops money printed at your debt and taxed. It has a small leak in. The part the government's going to hate is the government can no more make up money for its pet projects. Hey, now there's a billions of dollars created. All that money goes into private property, man. As soon as the truck full of cash comes up, it disappears. Pedo bunkers. They do pedo bunkers. The only way to hide a bunch of teenage girls you've stolen or bought is underground, and if you do it right, you'll never know it's there. They just don't, they can't see through the planet. That's the secret of the government. The humans do not have technology yet to see through the earth. A little bit, but not enough for like shielding. You put it under bedrock or anything like that, a deep buried tunnel. They have no idea it's there yet. Maybe they'll know one day. But So that's been the main game plan, is hide the pedo bunker. And that's allegedly who the real government is. It's mining lords. All right, so when there's a war, it's paid for by gold, and then both sides have to buy on lease a ton of steel, all these products the mining industry provides. And so the mining industry has endless miles of tunnels underground. It's private property. You can't look. There's no time in human history the surface got it together and invaded the underworld. Not once. So, yeah, I had dreams. I had dreams sleeping in beyond, like, I needed catch up sleep so bad. I had so many, like, huge years of pain with like no sleep or not enough, and it was psychologically draining. And now, like, being able to get to the point where I have like relaxation dreams again is nice. That's nice. Yeah, I went from Taylor Swift to like my own acting thing, but I just don't believe in that. You want to go be an actor? I mean, I thought Tropic Thunder was fun. I'd be interested in having a creative say in development, because there's a lot of things I just hate that they did that I think I could have done better, like the lightsabers being powered by a battery. No, 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 no. The lightsabers are powered by channeled force powers, and you need the force powers to have an environmental effect beyond invisible, you know. So, yeah, all sabers. It makes no sense. Like Star Wars, or the stars warring. It's kind of like they want you to go do it. Hey, dummy, get in the freaking spaceship. God says you're going to heaven. Yeah, I'm not going to fulfill that dream. And I'm going to blame the creator every day. Every day I'm here. Hey, dude, why did the animals all eat each other? Did you see what happened to all the people who used to be young? They ain't young anymore. They fell the fuck apart. So, the one benefit of all my pain, which was a lot, is I decided that you needed something better than that. I didn't make any people myself, and I said Eternal Pleasure Body AI Spaceship Core. You should live forever for free. You should enjoy who you are. You know, if the spaceship generates its own energy, which is possible, there's no laws of thermodynamics. The universe doesn't obey laws. They told you the law of God, and they told you the physical laws to really put it in your head. They didn't want you doing what you wanted because you touched the stuff. Don't touch the things I like. Right? That's how they are. So, I have to contend with a lot of people who are nowhere near my status. I speed paint holograms. You think people who take 10 hours for a single photo are cool. We're not the same. Can't keep up with me. So, yeah. When you have an eternal pleasure body, don't let the balance idiots talk you out of that. You don't want to, okay, yeah, I know feeling great is amazing, but what if fire burned us? Come on, just get over that. The light is the light and the dark is the dark. You don't need to have some dark to make the light okay. You don't. Stubbing your toe once is enough. Wow, that was awful. Now I know. Yeah, duh. You know what a balance of life and death did? Eat world. Millions of years of the planet consuming itself with no progress. These beings live in such a tiny sliver, they never get to see monumental changes. So, yeah, Eternal Pleasure Body AI Spaceship Core. Pleasure Body means you enjoy it, yes. It's enjoyable, yes. It's the combination of you like who you are and you like how you feel, both at the same time. And the AI spaceship core means your waste gets taken care of. Where your food comes from gets taken care of. No more preying on all the animals to have a meal. No more using slaves. I know a lot of you are like, no slaves. But who will I be? Yeah, I don't know. No idea. Um, and then you can fly around living however you want. I want my ship to look like this. I want to go here. It really is possible to have a self-generated energy device through the right combination of materials and shapes. Yeah. And then to have an objects from energy technique is also possible without using extremes. It's definitely possible. So the way you do that is you ask. You develop a relationship with the creator where you ask. Like you're scientists instead of going, I'm just gonna what did the old guys know? Who cares? Don't ask. Sit down and go, creator, the preeminent thing in this space. Tell me how your techniques and secrets work. Give me ideas. You want like tilde key access, tilde key on the computer. You can enter the developer console by pressing the tilde key, and then you can do specialized commands that, only God would be able to do. And you want stuff like that. You want, like, how my art's awesome? It's a tilde key command power. And people get confused because I don't pump it financially. So they're like, it's bad? Nobody likes it. No, you're just fake. You're so fake you can't even tell anymore. Being fake is normal for you. Oh, be blessed. Be blessed. Yeah. And then when you live forever for free with nice techniques, not burning things, not eating things, not making other people do it. I'm an artist. I'm allowed to show you things through art. That's my contribution. There's other people with machine shops. I don't have a machine shop. If I wanted to artifice some things together, I wouldn't be able to. But if the artificer wants to hear how receiving diagrams from the other side works, I want inspirations to do this. You want objects and energy from nowhere. You want people to live forever for free. They like who they are. Your new kids will become, they'll have to basically kill themselves if they want to die, which I'm fine with. Is if you have the two options, aging until you fall apart or living forever until you physically choose to terminate it, I would take this one. I think everyone would. Hey, I only want like 20 years of youth and then my life. It's about my kids. That's the like population explosion that's tough to sustain. So, yeah. Star Wars is doing Skeleton Crew. Allegedly, Jude Law freaking heard my opinions. So, yeah. So what we want is we want us to go down to like as much breeding as you need to do. Don't do any breeding. My kids would be hella smart, but that's why I didn't have them, because you would just fucking torture them with your dumb selves. So I said no. That sucked to live through. No, screw you. Um, but you should have skeleton crew breeding until you know how to live forever for free. And then you can have a new class of people that's like a spaceship dweller. I am an eternal. I look how I want. Um, I don't evolve through birth and death. Remember, I said nature is not a representation of what's maximally possible. What's happening around us in nature is not a representation of what could happen. It's just a thing, like a slime. Hey, there's slime there. Whoa, slime time. You know what I mean? So, it doesn't mean it's all slime. Up and down is slime. No. Yeah, it can be better. Um, you do that. Man, this place. I blame the creator. It is like your torment is another person's free living. Thanks, dude. Way to think. I'll tell you what about the creator. It likes its systems more than it likes us. It likes the rules of how this place operates more than the beings that live. Yeah. You can deal with the realities. Because I'm God. I'm the best. Made a universe to lord it over. Do you see how big it is? Whoa. Thanks, dude. Glad you made everything. Definitely not. I don't believe in demons. I don't think I'm like hating. I think it's really like the creator did some shit, and this is what the reaction is. Try better. So yeah, eternal pleasure body AI spaceship core. People that live forever for free and like it. You want to travel the cosmos, populate your craft with friends. There's no reason you can't like have artificial life with you. Synthetic life. I don't care what you do with your time. The ship will stop you from destroying other ships and stuff. I want to crash my pleasure barge into others. No. I'm going to start a war with aliens. Also, no. But it should work with you. Like, you can shoot that. That's illegal to shoot because people live there. But this is free. You know, I'm fine with that. I would make my spaceship have, like, solar magnifying lens lasers to amplify our solar light at our populated neighbors, like a light show. Like, imagine, like, different magnifying discs rotating and spinning to cast rays. Yeah. That could be how some of the stars are. Some of the stars we see that have like a multicolored light show at us could have people around it deliberately making it look like that. Amplify its energy in this direction and put a colored rainbow hue on it. That's cool. It's definitely friendly. I think it's friendly. Wind chimes or whatever. But yeah, my dreams of being an actor are sad and stupid. I wish you had something better for me to do than that. Remember that one kid? The never ending story kid freaking killed himself. Liam Payne killed himself. Those are both people I think at different times I was jealous of. Maybe the AI made them die to see if I got happy. Um, I think the fact he jumped to his death and it's called One Direction is funny. As you know, I hate the mortal condition as well. I think the mortal condition is rude. Hey, I know you want, but you gotta. Oh, thanks. Thanks, dude. Glad you're making everything. The animals would run if they knew they were in there for slaughter. If all those slaughter cows knew what you would do to them, they'd be bucking and kicking and jumping over walls. And just like us, the government just doesn't tell us what we are or what we're for. Trust me, you would hate it. Like I tell people all the time the realities, and they ignore that. They have nothing to say. They got the answers on other things they've already heard the answers from other people about. But that one thing, they need to put it on the back burner because it's not like anything they've ever heard. Your slaves are pedophiles. Yeah, that's one that they're just like, dot, dot, dot. Nothing to say back. Because if they got it fully, they'd scream. If they understood fully who they really are, the modest, humble opposite to the government who parties with your kids' bodies like they're toys. If you understood that, you would scream. But you gotta go, like, I'll just say gratitude again. I'll give them gratitude. That's what I'll do. Yeah, I got new stamps coming. I got scary, mean stamps. I have 10 right now. Or no, sorry, I have 7 right now. 3 are personal. I don't use them for business. And then, like, 4 are, like, messages. And the ones I have coming are all for business. So I'll have 7 business ones. I have not stamped this pile of money. This will be my thumbnail. Oh, yeah. 444. Yeah. Stamping that. Throwing it out. But I've waited, I'm like, until these new stamps get here, I don't want to. So usually I would go through about one of those a day. But I've been waiting. And instead of going downtown to the bar scene, which was like, okay, I'm going to go to the churches, get into the parking lots before or during service, and, drop them where people can see them. I'll go up to the doors and drop it through the doors. Yeah, you are not the free believers in Jesus Christ. You're the slaves of people who are not like they pretend to be. Yeah, they're really way worse than they make you behave. So, everything's illegal for you that they do all the time. But you're not allowed to because you're the dog. Can you imagine it's like the dog has access to the pantry? They never do that. The dog cannot choose which of the human foods it eats, ever. Right? And that's who you are to the real government. And that's what the creator wanted. That's why it's like my parents are stupid. They are stupid. How the fuck was I supposed to like this? Why would you pass off a bad gift? It's like I blame my mom for killing animals when I'm not looking. Yeah, the birds. The rabbit would die. Like all these things. And she'd always have something to blame. Oh, it was so and so. But I think it was her. Just because, like, I used to get sick when I eat her food. And she was mean with the swimming. The swimming was a punishment for being a boy. Like psycho. I'm glad I didn't have any kids. Because I'm realizing this stuff in my late 30s. I definitely would have already had them, and they would be suffering, And it's like, I'm glad I know this now, and I'm glad I didn't. So, yeah. I'm not against you existing. Like I said, Eternal Pleasure Body AI Spaceship Core. I'm just against the horrible, like, type of living. Yeah. The bad type of living I'm against. Eat World. Welcome to Eat World. Trash Planet. That's a funny name, Trash Planet. That's a funny name. Because if you were broken to be horrible by slavers, and if the slavers are horrible, and everything's disposable, it's Trash Planet. Did you see the Fabergé egg? Yeah, these gold slavers betrayed everyone with circumcision and public education for some Fabergé eggs. That was the bribe. The most valuable value. Fine craftsmanship. No, it's the mining lords bribed the landlords. That's how it works. The kings and the monarchs have diamonds because the real government like girls. And in order for those girls to be pure, people need to follow the law. And so that's the whole thing, is make this person powerful to start wars, to that's why it's like, how do the world leaders never get assassinated in the conflicts? It's because the people who made the conflicts happen just need to use it to burn off the boys. So the girls are available. And they don't care if, they'll just bribe the landlord. Here, this person's the most powerful, and they oversee the rule of law. The kings and queens don't acquire all that stuff themselves. They trust God, which is the circumcision, and then they get it all as a gift for obeying. You know what I mean? But the people who make it are the miners. They're the people who live underground. Who told you pedos were underground? Marcus Aurelius, author of Gears of War. Me. Speedpaint holograms. Durr. Who else? Brandon Sanderson said Mistborn is a true story about our world. Mistborn starts on a world where the Lord was an immortal who took over the planet using a secret technology, and basically everybody was cursed with living under his ideas of what freedom was. And in Mistborn, they gained powers by eating metals. They could swallow metals for magic powers. And I've tried eating their super dangerous mushrooms, didn't kill me. I've tried eating all sorts of metals like magnets and stuff, things they say you can't. It causes a thing, and then a thing will happen. Didn't happen. So is he telling the truth that they're trying to keep you from knowing the secret that they eat rare things for power? Yes. Yeah. If you've ever had like an amphetamine salt or whatever, you'll definitely agree. Assad did that. He had secret drugs. You'll definitely agree that the secret is drugs. That some substances give basically magic powers. They're essential for some process that make you either psychically dominant, ultra strong, ultra fast, feel amazing. Any of these things require a precursor, and they ban the precursor for ordinary people, and they poison their lives with traps, right? That's the truth. That's why it takes slave dollars to get famous. People always go, what are you yapping about? That, the fact that it's God money, it's slave money, and the only way you use it to appear famous, and they carefully control what's seen, right? So that's why I use stamps. I go around them by putting this on physical pieces of paper. I show people to their faces. There's people who think they're the chosen ones going to heaven. 10 minutes before they met me, they thought they were the coolest on planet Earth. And those are the people I actually enjoy hurting with this. Like, oh yeah, you thought you were awesome, huh? Whoa, Delulu. Going to heaven with your friend Jesus. It's bad. It is bad. If you're like a social worker and you want a place to make a huge difference, yeah, freeing the people from the grips of pedophiles and giving their bodies and their children better hope. Like, my dream is your kids are hotter than you, and your kids look young and appreciate their lives forever, and they do it for free. They don't like overly expand. It's like, here's your spaceship, provides your food, takes care of your waste, it'll even give you company, and you can fly around the cosmos looking at everything. Call us the keepers, right? That's awesome. I'm a keeper. Don't try to make trans girls like boys. There's something in trans women that will always like women more, and they will never accept a boy. And it's kind of sad that, I mean, I do appreciate the dispelling the illusion of the genders male female is like, well, that person born a boy with the right shots, with the right medical interventions, looks exactly like a woman. That's a lot of power. They say, like, Google says you can't mail a letter with a 2 cent stamp, but I did. I mailed many letters with 2 cent stamps, and they got there. And then they also go like, no chemicals can make your willy bigger. I've seen photos of them as allegedly they have D's as big as bodies. That they basically had no limit to them how big it should be, and while they were telling you to get circumcised, they were going bigger and bigger and bigger, and so they need like groups of girls to get off. And that's who you serve. That's who you pay taxes to. Can you understand why I'm angry? All the religions are male genital mutilation hoaxes. So some extremely greedy, high, illiterate pedophiles can party with virgin teenage girls all day, and you're not allowed to look. We're doing private property and privacy right now. You wouldn't get it. You can pay taxes for the land they stole from the natives. Oh, thanks. Wow. Glad we're free. Yeah, when the government's talking about freedom, it's because they're doing some shit against the rules. When they talk about privacy, it's because they have something to hide. Freedom of speech means they're lying. They would never give you anything just cuz. They need you to do stuff for them for free, and tricking you is the way it happens. It is. They use tricks to control people. Media hoaxes control the printer. Well, we all agree. We polled everybody, and this is what they think. That's a trick. So, yeah, I don't believe in Jesus. I do believe the secret government edged everyone else out so they could party with virgin women. And that you're basically slaves for high pedophiles, people who cut off baby dicks so little girls are virgins. And you can't stop them because they said no looking. They made revenge against the rules. You know, when they talked about forgiveness was when they had violently R-worded your baby body. Oh, we're getting over it now, the creator said. Right. Yeah, I'm beyond angry. It See, my problem with it is that it's not the way to do things. It's not even intelligent or normal. It's a completely vapid, greedy take on how it should run. And they did it first. It's not like I'm making it up. That's what they have done. So, and to see it differently, like we're celebrating Christmas, it's just you don't get it. You don't get what time it is. So, I don't believe that it's about time sharing. Well, I'm going to work hard and hope that I'm born in a pedo cave next lifetime. No, 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 no. That's not the dream. That's not the dream. You don't want to say it's normal and then one day it'll be me. No, 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 no. Number one, they did all sorts of things to make sure it's them forever. Number two, that's not even a great or nice way to be. You won't be cool with aliens. There's better ways to have the things you like than doing mass conspiracies against everyone, which is how it is currently. You think it's any mistake the Nazis survived and were found in Argentina? Do you really think nobody knew? You keep your chess piece alive. Hey, I need you to do this. Yeah, I promise I'll take care of you. And sometimes they do. Like, I'm sure some of their freaking victims get petted. You're so precious to me. The waters of life from the real creator, yeah. Nope. It's sussy time. The secret difference between the real government and the common people is sex and access to drugs. Is access to real drugs, not poison. Like, all the drugs you have access to stop your breathing. Cocaine, fentanyl, weed. These are all lung glue. They'll make you asphyxiate, right? That's a poison. And it's like, oh, it feels good, but fuck you. Because they don't want you to know the truth. They don't want you to know the truth of Eat World, right? And that's something I don't hear anybody say. Nobody told me that. I just know that. They tried. There's people who will hint at it. That's why it's like those people who go like, I believe in Jesus. I go, look in a mirror. There's no way the creator likes you. You can't be hot or the creator gets jealous. No, it's a dude in a cave lying. It's a bunker. Private property. Hidden palaces. Gold mines go miles underground. You could hide anything there and say no looking. And that's how it is. That's how you've done it till now. It'll change when you notice and care. And having kids just means you're making nobodies with no future. Hey, modest, humble. Hope you want to toil for 80 years before you rot alive. Oh, thanks. So ready to celebrate Christmas. Sucks. It does suck. So, don't make me be the first one to tell you. Don't make me be the first one to tell you. Figure it out before I get here. That would have helped me.